You know, you can really tell that we're out in the woods because there is no sign of human civilization. And that's how it should be.
It's a good point, Duke. That's why I always bring whittling sticks when I go. Whittling sticks. They'll start a fire quick.
Camera on? Howdy, folks. My name is Duke Studebaker.
And I'm Chet Bonaventure. And this is Rural Woods Survival, where we give you tips and tricks to survive out here in the wild.
Come along. Good evening, our fellow viewers. I'm Duke Studebaker.
And I'm Chet Bonaventure.
And what you're about to witness is done by professionals. Do not try this at home.
We both have extensive backgrounds in survival, so we know what to do when we're out there faced with the challenges that come with surviving.
As you can see, I have acquired a bloody nose. But me being as a professional, I've took care of the situation.
After I spent 20 years in the state penitentiary, I decided it was time to get into something a little more wholesome. So I tried my hand at survival. And you know what I learned? There's a whole lot more to be learned about survival than just survival. You can learn about yourself. And you can say, hey, maybe I can survive too.
So come along on this trip while me and Chet take you into the wilderness.
This woodwalking is tough. Now, when you come out here, damn it, can you get the damn speak thing off the tree? You're caught up there. You're caught up there. Here, let me help you down. It's important to test the ground you're walking on so that you don't come upon a sinkhole. That's why you want to bring a walking stick everywhere you go in a survival situation. I found mine here, in the outdoors. So let's learn more about the equipment you need.
Howdy, folks. Well, these are all supplies you really need to survive out here in the wilderness. Chet forgot his sleeping bag, so we'll be sharing one tonight. Secondly, you're gonna need a knife. Not only for mine and Chet's protection, but I'm gonna use this bowie knife to hopefully fillet fish off these 2 poles that I brought. Now, the thing is, most people come out here in the wilderness and they die of starvation. So, you're gonna need a way to get food and get your nutritions.
Fish live in the ocean and the lakes. A tip for you.
Now, when I was running drugs over the border for Mexican coyotes in the late 80s, I learned a few things about survival. 1, it takes a lot of water. And 2, you better not piss off El Jefe, otherwise things aren't going to go too well for you. But mainly the water. So you're going to want to find important sources of water and important sources of food. Now, I think when we were out surviving, one of the main things we went over were the 3 types of food, the main of which being beef. Now, that encompasses all meats, but obviously beef is going to be the best, especially Johnson's beef. It comes prepackaged, and you know that it's raised right, and you can get it at Walmart. Especially Johnson's beef, the only beef made right here in America and packaged freshly and delivered to Walmart stores. Get Johnson's beef in the local freezer aisle.
Knives will help when attacked by wild creatures. So have a weapon on you. That's important. A gun if you can get it.
Like we said,
Thought I got some food there. I didn't. It was mud.
Like I said earlier, out here in the wild, there is no sign of human civilization. With that being said, we need to find some food. Chet, do you have any ideas how we're going to get this nutrition in our stomachs?
Well, there are 3 basic food groups. Beef, green and also fruit that you can find sometimes. Now, of course, beef is going to be the most important one. So we're going to see if we can find some of that. Now, what you're going to want to do in this situation is kind of analyze the breeze to try to catch the scent of some sort of animal, or you can track it. Now, we've tracked some sort of beef-producing animal to be heading this way. So join us. All right, let's go this way, Duke. All right. Remember, if you see an animal, keep a safe distance until you can safely attack. Now, even in the midst of a dangerous survival situation, I'm not one to pass up the opportunity to point out good craftsmanship. That's why this fence, built by Thompson Fences and Fabrications, stands the test over time to make sure that your property is secured and walled in. Next time you're in the market for a fence, try Thompson's Fence and Fabrication. They'll get the job done.
Like my buddy Chet was saying here, this fence, all natural. Now come along with me as I teach you the ways of the wilderness. And the big thing that is around, trees. So come along, I'm going to teach you what kind of trees to look out for and how they can help you in the end run.
And remember, Thompson's Fences. It'll be good quality for a less price.
And now, me and Chet are going to go over a very important topic when it comes to surviving out in the wilderness. And that is identifying trees.
Trees come in all shapes and sizes. They can be small or tall. Another thing about trees that's important is they can provide many different sources of resources when surviving. Shelter materials, fire starters, shelter materials, and many other uses that you'll be able to figure out.
And like what Chet was saying, I, the expert, I'm going to teach you the 3 tips of identifying these trees. First of all, what the tree is. Second of all, is it consumable? And third of all, how can it help you survive out in the wilderness? Howdy folks, Duke here. I'm going to teach you all about trees now. Another fun fact, if you are ever in desperate need for water and there is snow on the ground, go ahead, pick her up, swallow her. There was some dirt in there, but good calcium. Now, this right here is an oak tree. Now you can tell, fun fact, you can tell that this is an oak tree just by looking at it. Now, another reason how you can tell, go ahead and carve that off. Oaks have certain type of taste. You put that in your mouth. That's like beef jerky right there. That's wilderness is beef. That is wilderness is beef jerky. Bitter taste, good calcium. Now, I want to talk about this tree right here too. You take your handy dandy. You take your handy dandy knife. You cut off a couple of tree barks. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a fire starter. All right? You don't get any better kindling wood than this. Look at that. The hard snap. You get that on the mic? That's a good hard snap. This is great for fire starting, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot stress this enough. Now, this is a little different than the oak tree, right? This tree is actually, it sprouted in China. They got the seeds and they scattered through all of these woods. This is a bamboo. Now, bamboos are good also for nutritions. You can eat these, but I'm kind of full off the jerky I just had from the tree. Pandas love these. If you ever get an encounter with one, you find some bamboo, you feed that panda, you guys are best friends.
Now, out here in the woods are many cures for common sicknesses and other ailments that our ancient ancestors... He was eating oak before. Never eat oak, only sad. Anyway, we all know that there are lots of cures out here. Just for instance, under this log. Get it in a second. Under this stick, we're going to find that there are many accoutrements, if you will, and small things that can be used to heal. If you have a cut, you can rub dirty leaf powder into it to disinfect. Now, this was found out by ancient the ancient people of Pakistan who, when walking through the desert, would often cut their feet on pieces of rock and various what have yous. And so they'd rub dirt in the wound, and apparently that helped. So we're passing on the knowledge to you, the viewer. Now, the ancient Russians would take leaves that were molding and had sat for the entire winter, and they would stew them into a hallucinogenic tea that would then cause them to go crazy, and, well, usually things wouldn't end right. But, heck, maybe we'll try that later. Now, if you want to try great tea, Phillips tea is going to get you the greatest flavor. Phillips has everything from green tea to black tea to various exotic fruit blends, and you can find it at your local convenience store. Phillips tea. It puts the tea in beverage.
When I was a homeless man in Cleveland, Ohio, I quickly learned that shelter is an important aspect of staying alive.
And what that means is, me and Chet are going to teach you how to build a shelter in the wilderness.
Now, as the sun begins to set and the temperature drops, it's important to start thinking about shelter. And we'd all want to be staying at the comfortable Motel 7, where they give you freshly laundered sheets and soaps in the bathroom for your convenience at all times. But, you know, here we're out in the woods. You can find the Motel 7 off any exit. So basically, what you're going to want to need to know is 3 basic points of building a shelter. A roof, a floor, and some sort of protection for some sort of creature.
Now, like he said, 3 steps. You're going to need sticks, bamboo sticks, and jungle leaves. What we're going to do is me and Chet, we're going to go around the wilderness, find some sticks, we're going to lay that down. That's foundation. It ain't no Tempur-Pedic, but we'll be sleeping good. Secondly, you're going to grab those bamboo sticks and you're going to go ahead and make that teepee form out of the house. You go ahead, put sticks on either side, line them up to a pyramid. After that, take your last step, go around the wilderness, find some big old jungle leaves. You can put the jungle leaves on top of the teepee and finish your house.
Now, seeing as we're in a northern temperate forest, we won't be finding jungle leaves. However, we'll be finding dirt and other crunched up deciduous tree leaves. We're so far from any human civilization that you can almost hear your heartbeat. Hey, back over here, we got some shelter stuff going on. Oh. I think that's too big to do that. So basically, what Duke's finding right now is what we call the apex log of the whole situation. It's going to provide some sort of structural foundation that allows us to build a structure worthy of what they would call quality. Now, it's also important to remember the direction that the breeze is heading. For instance, you wouldn't want to leave the entrance of your cave pointing north so that you get a cool winter's breeze in. That would obviously defeat the point. Hey Duke, I don't think they need to be that small. Now it's important that you set up your shelter to be structurally sound. It looks like Duke has done a fine job at that. We don't need that yet, Duke. We don't need that yet. Sometimes his mind gets stuck in a loop. Snap it out of it. Anyway, we're going to keep going here. So we can work with this, actually. It's all about adapting in a survival situation. You can't figure this shit out, Duke. I'm sick of being in these goddamn woods.
I'll take it away from here. This is actually great foundation. We're gonna leave that right there. We're gonna get some more of these.
That tree has more strength than squirrel tape. But squirrel tape will still get the job done when you need a strong adhesive that will stand up to heat and moisture. Squirrel tape. It'll tape.
Sorry about that, folks. Now, when it comes to building the fort, like I said, you're gonna need those 2 arcs seen right here. Now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna balance those out, and we're gonna get 2 more on 2 other opposite sides. That's gonna make that TP. And see, right here, Chet's making the foundation.
Let's do a tensile strength situation here to see just how good Duke's shelter is, shall we? Now I've taken this combination of leaves and other...
Howdy, folks. Now this is actually a really good setup here, because not only do I have my 2 pillars, I'm gonna need 2 more on each side to make that TP figure. Now, what you're gonna need is, like I said, 2 sturdy sticks. Look at that. I'm not touching it, and that thing's not going anywhere. So when we grab the other stick right here, we're going to go ahead and lay this on the other foundation. You're going to want to find the sticks with a somewhat V shape, so you can go ahead, hook it right in there. This is actually a perfect foundation for our bed tonight. Now you'll leave these pillars right here. They should stay on their own because the inertial balance between them both are going to keep them upright. Now we're going to go ahead, we're going to get more foundation put on the bed because we got to get going. We got to get going here.
Next time your house is feeling cold, make sure to check out Phillips Insulation. It's made from high quality fiberglass and costs a fraction of the normal stuff. You can find Phillips Insulation at any local home goods store.
When it comes to fishing, you as the expert need to know what you're fishing. And in the wilderness, when it comes to lakes, rivers, and streams, you need to know the species of what they carry. Local rivers can contain either brown trout, rainbow trout, orange trout, salmon, king salmon, and yellow salmon, and brown trout. And you, as the expert, can catch these fish and eat them for great nutrition. We've been out here, give or take, 18 plus hours. Quite frankly, the camera crew, me and Chet, we're starving. Got these two-handed Yandy fishing poles. Now, like I said, we're in the wilderness. But we're going to go ahead and take a lifeboat. We're going to go about 27, 28 miles out of the Atlantic Ocean. We're going to go right off this coast. It has a nice, beautiful island. We're going to go ahead, catch some fish, cook them up, fillet them.
3 important rules to catching fish. 1, you gotta be patient. 2, use chemicals if they help you. Oftentimes if you poison a fish's water supply, they will float to the top and provide you with their tasty, tasty meat. And 3, focus. Tell you what, I'm sick of these f***ing woods, man.
This is get kind of annoying.
You see that gas station we passed when we came in? You think they have burritos?
I think they have nachos.
We're gonna probably need to head that way pretty soon. We haven't eaten in 6 days. We've been out here roughing it in the wild. And, you know, at that point, your mind starts to play tricks on you. Just the other day, I heard Rod Stewart's debut album playing from somewhere over in the woods. And I said, Duke, is that Rod Stewart out here?
Hey-ya!
And instead, it turned out
It
that...
seems to be that I got my line stuck in the tree.
This is a good way to catch bats and birds and other winged beasts.
All right, that's not doing it.
Oh. Now, the important thing to remember when you're fishing is to get a depth reader. A depth reader will provide you with the fish around you and the depths you're at. My personal favorite, McGillicuddy's Depth Reader, version 2.0. You can find one for only $19.99 and it'll take your fishing game up a notch. McGillicuddy's. Let's see where those fish are at. Duke, did you take your medication? We gotta get Duke his medication.
You can really tell that.
And I'm Chet Bonaventure. And this is rule. You couldn't go wrong.
And for that being said, we brought our hand. Chat, your name's Chad?
Chet.
Chat. Okay, I'm
Chat.
sorry. This is the good one. My bad. Never do that. Sorry.
We're gonna keep going here. And, oh, another.
We've been out here. No, we've been out here, give or take.
Just yesterday, I heard Rod Stewart's album.
Good foundation in the bottom.
I just stepped into a large mud pit. Now, this is going to be an important thing to recognize, that when you step into a mud pit such as this one, you're going to get your socks wet. And what does that mean when you're surviving?
It means your socks are.
We hope you've enjoyed your time with us today learning all about survival, and we'd like to thank you for sticking around. Now keep in mind, whether you're in a woodland area, a desert, or terrible, terrible Cleveland with gunshots firing, you got to keep in mind the survival skills that we've provided to you today.
Like what Chet was saying, we want to thank you, the viewers, for taking the time out of your evening and watching us how to teach you how to live in the wilderness.
And keep in mind, all of the supplies that we advertise today on our show can be found on our website store, recently set up. It's pretty nifty. You can get Phillips tea, squirrel tape, any of the handy gadgets that both Duke and I here endorse.
And now hopefully you, as the viewer, learned a thing or two about how to survive in the wilderness. Until next time, I'm Duke Studebaker.
And I'm Chet the Survivor Bonaventure.
Stay hungry, stay alive. Take care.